What is happening, folks? This is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back another great episode of The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture, mainly Star Wars, Transformers, McFarlane figures, anime sprinkled in with a bunch of other stuff. So if you like that stuff, hit that like and subscribe button, get notified when we have videos. We try to release them Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you go, how can I help even further? Consider becoming a member to this channel. Only helps, it doesn't hurt, it helps fund all the amazing content that you're seeing currently, and if it's not amazing, then it helps fund the white noise that puts you to sleep. Before I get into what we want to talk about, I do want to give a shout out to a special YouTuber out there, one of my friends that I just recently made. Every Saturday I try to be on a live with Ultra Megatronus, and he is on there too, and he is just probably one of the most genuine, one of the most nicest guys, really positive people that I've ever met in my entire life. And besides me, I'm just kidding, but that is NY Hunter Impressions, New York Hunter Impressions. He has a YouTube channel. I would love for you to go and support that channel. Always looking for new channels for people to support and things like that, and I think you'll really dig this one. Ken is amazing, and he has some really great insight, and he loves all things Transformers, anime, Marvel. I mean, if it's plastic, he's probably got it, and he's probably played with it, and he's probably shared it with you. So go to his channel, NY Hunter Impressions, and subscribe today. So today, after all that, we're going to talk about one of my special favorite things as well. This is not my first, second, third, or fourth review of one of these. This is a lot of reviews, and that is Voltron, but not this Voltron. We're going to be taking a look at a KO of the Blitzway Voltron, and that is the Metl Club Voltron, Golion Voltron. We're going to take a look at that, see how it is, see if it's great. I don't have the Blitzway, but I'll tell you if this is worth your money, or should you go ahead and upgrade to the Blitzway Voltron. Let's find out together. So folks, I am trying something a little different. I am filming this vlog out of sequence. It's funny because I typically film everything in sequence. I do my intro, I then do the unboxing, and then I do all the comparisons, and I do my outro. So this one I'm doing out of sequence because, I mean, this is the box that Musclebear came in. Not Musclebear. Is it Musclebear? I don't remember. But this is the box that it did come in. No, Metl Club. It's Metl Club. Sorry, you're not Musclebear. You're Metl Club. That it came in the Blitzway KO. So there's no like packaging or anything like that. You just get a cardboard box with your name on it. And since this came from TF Safari, I knew it was from them because of this black tape all over the packaging. This is kind of how they do things. So, I mean, this is, you've seen multiple Voltron reviews that I've had. Now, of the Lion Force, I have the original, I have the 3-0, I have the Action Toys mini one, and then I have the Lucky Cat one, and then I have the Weird Cat one. So this is my next to the last Lion Force Voltron that I have, and everyone kept saying, go Blitzway, go Blitzway, go Blitzway, but I can't afford Blitzway. Blitzway is like $600. This right here, the Metl Club Voltron Golion here was $150, so a lot less because it doesn't come with the electronics in it and some of the other bells and whistles, but that's okay as long as I get a quality figure. So let's do this. Let's get it out of the box to the magic of video editing now. So holy crap, do you get a lot of it's packaged really, really well. So we're gonna go handheld, so excuse my shakiness here for a second, but this is the top of the package. So you get all the lions right there, packaged really well, and it is heavy, folks. It is beefy, so you can tell there is die cast in this thing. So for a KO, I'm pretty sure they've done a really, really good job here. And then of course you get all the weapons, the blazing sword, the dual blades there, all the lion's weapons, the spinning laser, just all of the weapons. Now, what you don't get in this package is you don't get the stand that you can put all this stuff in, as well as the stand that launches. But I'm hoping, I know you can buy that separate, and I'm wondering if that stand will work with the Metl Club, with the KO Blitzway. That'd be kind of cool if it did. But if it didn't, that's okay. So let's, but I just wanted to show you what all was in that package. I just kind of have to this is my workstation. I can show you here. It's very messy, but what you don't see is all this stuff on the side here. But this is what you do see, is what I want you to see right there. So I don't know why I'm doing those weird voices, but I'm going to go ahead and get these all out of the box, and so that way we can start comparing each individual lion and get them all weaponed up too as well. Oh my Lanta, these things are massive. They're huge. They're freaking great. Took me a little bit to figure out, but most of the lions are similar. When you have one Voltron, you pretty much have had them all, and they're pretty similar, but little nuances make them different and unique. And Musclebear, I keep calling you Musclebear. You're not Musclebear, but you should be. You're a big bear. Metl Club has... didn't come with any instructions, so I had to kind of just play it by ear. I did my best to try not to look online for any tutorials or anything like that. I wanted to give it a whirl, feel all the plastics, feel all that stuff, and I'm able to give you just my first reaction to this stuff. And right now, my first reaction is, wow, these things look gorgeous. They look beautiful. They look phenomenal. And I just have no words. I just have no words. I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for Voltron. I mean, it was one of my favorite toys as a kid. That's why I was able to pick up that Matchbox one, which I did a retro review on, and I'll put a link to that. But gosh, this thing is so cool. And what I'll do mainly is compare the yellow lion with the 3-0 yellow lion that I have. I don't want to pull my vintage yellow lion off. It's just because, you know, old toys, you don't want to break things. But maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. But we'll compare him also to like some Transformers and things like that too, because this guy's a big boy. But first, we're going to take a look at all of them. And the very first one we'll look at, and we'll move all you guys out of the way for right now, so that way we can take a look at you all individually. Well, we'll take a look at, like, yellow and blue will be pretty similar, green and red will be pretty similar, and then of course there's only one black lion, so we'll take a look at, you know, 3 of them at least. And here is, and we'll take a look at all of them from their look, but we'll do some articulation with just at least 3 of them. But let's start with the black lion, and he looks menacing, he looks great, he looks just freaking awesome. And there he is, just kind of a side profile. He is heavy. He is heavy. Hold up, let me go grab a scale so I can just tell you how heavy this guy is. Okay, got my scale, ready to weigh this big boy. So let's turn that scale on. We'll take a look, make sure it gets to 0. And so let's put the black lion on there. And he weighs 2.3 pounds, like 2 pounds, 3 ounces. That's huge. Let's see what the yellow lion weighs. 1 pound, 2 ounces. So yeah, these guys are no joke at all. Let me move that away. All that to get the scale out there. So, but let's bring in the yellow lion so y'all can kind of see him. And there he is from stem to stern, how he is right there. He is approximately 11 inches long and about 4.5, 5 inches high if you come to this part right here. But I mean, just looks amazing. I mean, amazing. And so here is the look on it. The plastic feels really good. It's a lot of die cast and a lot of plastic on here, but look at that face. The mouth does open. It reveals the missile right down there as his tongue. But it is so gorgeous. Man, I am impressed with this KO right here. Like I said, I don't have the Blitzway one because it's too expensive. So for me to get, so when Metl Club announced theirs, I was like, I'm on that like Donkey Kong, baby. But yeah, there he is from the side, from the bottom, right there, the top. But just looks good. Got his missile cannon right here that I think pops up. Let me see if it pops all the way up. No, it doesn't pop all the way up. It just kind of scoots up like so. And but you also got some of his other guns and stuff like that too as well. So from an articulation standpoint, I mean, you got this right here for the leg. I mean, that's nice. The head, you do have all sorts of wobbliness right there. Legs can 360 just about. And what's cool is they kind of pop out too as well. So you can kind of see that. This is on a ratchet. And then this right here. So you can get some pretty cool poses. This, you know, this leg comes off pretty easy. So that's something just to be wary of right there. So we got to get that back on there. There we go. And then this is on a ratchet as well. And the joint there, and then the tail has a little wag in that too as well. So that is him. So let me bring in some of his companions here so I can just show you how massive this one is compared to the other. So the other Voltron that I have, this is the 3.0 version right there. So you can see, just if I lined him from the tail, how much bigger this guy is if I get him from right there. But and then just the amount of, I mean, this has some great detail, but this just looks really good. They have the same, you know, panel kind of gimmick right here to hide the legs right there. So let's move him aside and let's bring in the original. This is the Matchbox original from '83, I believe. So there he is too as well. So just overall, again, massive boy that we got there. And then let's put his weapons in. So for the weapons for him, you have, of course, this cannon right here. And I believe the cannon goes on this side. I'm not for sure, but there's a little kind of tab right there that you can kind of just pop that in. And it should just squeeze in there like so. There we go. And then we got this little guy right here that goes in the other side. These are made of plastic, pretty solid. They're gray. So if you wanted to mod and paint them, you probably could. There we go. And then of course we have, he is S-word there. So let's open up his mouth. Rawr. Let's put that in. Get that in there. There we go. Awesome. So cool. And then we'll pop his cannon up here too as well. So he is ready. He's loaded for bear. It was funny, someone asked me the other day, what does loaded for bear mean? It means that you're ready for anything just about, right? You know, when you go hunting, you have different ammunition. And so this one is loaded for bear. Let's bring Black Lion in. Black Lion, not as articulated, and it's mainly because he's the body of Voltron, but overall very easy to kind of put in. The few things that were a little tough with him was getting his legs out of here, but they are articulated like so. You have the swivel right there. These are ratcheted, and then the head, of course, you do have that. Then his mouth, and then you have, of course, Voltron's face is in there. But he just looks good. He looks good, and he's the heavy, beefy boy. And so for him, he's got his weapons too. That looks really great. I can't wait to get him into Voltron mode to have that thing kind of just popped up and massive looking. So let's put in his weapon. And we give him his black blade here. Then he's got these two cannons. Then they kind of, where do you go? Cannons! Cannons! They go right here. I see. Okay. They're just going to pop in right there. And right there. So, Black Lion is ready. He's all weaponized up. And let's bring in my last one to show you, and that is the Red Lion. And so, there he is. Red Lion is, I forgot to measure the Black Lion, that's okay. About 8 inches to about 3 right there, but very, very nice again. Just overall, very cool look. I'm telling you, now my concern with Musclebear is because they said there was, the green line had some stress mark areas right out of the box for most people, but I got the next batch, so I think I did good. There's a little imperfection right there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's okay. But the paint looks good. Everything else looks good on here. Like I said, you don't get any of the electronics on this guy, so you don't get all the wunderbar, cool looking electronics, and so we're going to get his weapons in his mouth, and then let's put that in. That goes up right there. There we are, and then we have his other stuff to go in, and there is, I believe this comes up. I thought it came up. I'm sure it does. Yeah, there we go. That comes up. This goes in the hole right here. There we go. Very nice. It's in there good too. And then this goes in the hole right there. There we are. Now, articulation on the red line. You don't really have much neck articulation. It does twist. And then you have this right here. So, and it's a double kind of articulation there. And there's no bend here. But the legs, again, really, you got the posability. You don't have it really in the feet like the yellow lion does. But he looks all kind of wonky there. But cool nonetheless there so far. Just so cool. But yeah, all armored up. Here, let me just show you the green. Here he is with his stuff. And then Blue Lion. Just looks so good. Folks, I do talk a lot, but this has me just speechless of how awesome this is. So what we're going to do, let's stand them all up. And what we'll do is, let me get them into their parts form, because the part we want to see is Voltron, right? We want to see how Voltron's going to look, how big he is, how massive, how he compares to my other Voltrons that I have. So let's do it. All right, they are all in their individual pieces. Just let me show them to you. This is what the green lion looks like here in his left arm mode. And then right arm mode, I think this is great that these kind of cover everything. So that way it just doesn't show those legs, just like in the cartoon, I guess. But there's the red lion in his leg mode, in his arm mode. Blue lion. Yeah, pretty, again, if you've ever done a Voltron, pretty similar to any other Voltron you've ever done. Yellow lion, beautiful. And then, of course, the black lion. in his mode. I like that these pieces tab in here. We'll see kind of like how this all kind of comes together, and let's form Voltron. Here is Voltron. Very easy to put everything in. My God, is this guy big. Holy cow, that's what she said. But anyway, look at him. He is gorgeous. He is magnificent. I mean, just overall, the paint job has been done really, really, really well. Let me scoot him back a little bit so we can get him fully into the frame. Let's see if I can get him to stand the way he needs to. There we go. But there he is. Good old Voltron. Probably what I need to do is I need to get on a tripod, because that's the only way I think I'm going to be able to get some really cool shots of him here. But golly, he is big. So here's my ruler. This is 12 inches right there. So I'm going to have to break out the tape measure to show you how tall this guy is. So we are looking at about 16 inches from the wings, about 14 and a half from the top of the head. So very, 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 very big boy here. And so when you look at from an articulation standpoint, I mean, the head, you got all sorts of articulation with the head, the arms. I mean, that is just so cool. Everything's kind of on a ratchet. You got the bend, you got the swivel here. So very, very nice. The waist, you do have a swivel at the waist. A little bit, no, not really an ab crunch. Oh, nope, yep, there's an ab crunch. There we go. And let's see if we can kind of show you the leg. So leg kicks up. Now, so heavy that it just doesn't want to stay up. But you do have more than a 90-degree bend. There, you have a twist right here. And then you've, of course, got this twist. You got that right there, too, as well. So some really, really great posability out of this guy. Let me get him standing as straight as I can. Let's get his waist straight. There we go. Good old Voltron. Let me go ahead and get into handheld mode here really quickly. Stop. So here's handheld mode. We're going to go handheld with him. And we're just going to take a good look. I mean, look at that face. Just a very good looking model of that face. And there's another face that you can replace it with. Let me show it to you here. It is with this face right here that you can kind of replace, if you want to, the screaming face. But just beautiful. Look at that. That is amazing. That is amazing, folks. I mean, legendary defender indeed. So, I mean, just, I don't have any words. I mean, my only complaint is the legs are so heavy that this doesn't want to stay up. Those legs are just super, super heavy. But this is not moving. This isn't going anywhere. He is just as tight as a turtle. He's not going anywhere. So let me do this. I'm going to get his blazing sword in his hands, and then we're going to get the other Voltrons to compare him to too as well. So I will be back. Had to switch to the tripod, folks, because my little mini tripod was not working on this one. But here are all of the Voltrons, the Lion Force Voltrons that I currently have out so far. There's still one more. That's the Playmates Voltron that I have not opened yet. But as the far right, you have the original Matchbox version. Right below him is the Lucky Cat version. Then we have the Action Toys version right there. And then, of course, we have 3 zeros right there. And then this is the Metl Club Blitzway KO right in the middle. So you can kind of see how much bigger he is than the other Voltrons that are out there. Now, something as I was kind of moving them to compare, I noticed from a articulation is this is a butterfly joint that you can pop that out and in if you want to get that arm in if you want. But there it is with the blazing sword too. Look how big that freaking sword is. That is amazing. So you gotta have a big freaking sword if you're Voltron. But this is, I don't know which one's my favorite. Now, there'll always be a soft place or a hard place. I don't know. A lot of soft and hard. I mean, there's blue pills that can fix that. But Matchbox Voltron will always be up there, number one, like in the nostalgia factor for me, because that's the one I owned as a kid. Now, which one is my favorite of all of them? Gosh, if you had to ask me, the 3-0 was kind of it for me, but gosh, this Musclebear, it's doing really good. I don't really have much negative to say other than, I mean, I don't. I mean, this is my first impression. I haven't played with it a lot, but I don't really have much negative to say about this. I mean, if you want the Blitzway one, you're going to get the stand, you're going to get the electronics, you're going to get all that stuff. But the materials that this is made of, I mean, with the plastic and the die cast, I would say my only small complaint is the weight of the legs. Just will not hold up if you're trying to keep him in a kicking pose or anything like that. But he's awesome. He is awesome. I did bring a couple other bots to show you just from a scale standpoint. So let me move 3-0 and Action Toys out of the way. And let me show you, this is Magic Square's Masterpiece Scale Optimus Prime. Right there. And then we have the Netflix War for Cybertron Optimus Prime right there, so you can see that. Now, how big is Voltron compared to others? Gosh, I don't have the exact scale, but I would say if you're looking from a prime scale, you're probably looking like that right there, Optimus Prime. That Optimus Prime probably closely fits to how big Voltron is compared to Optimus Prime. Of course, I could be wrong. There's going to be a lot of y'all that are very into the lore going, no, he's actually this height, this height. You know what? I'm not going to scale him with any of those. Now, what I do need some company to do, and Happy Accident has pointed this out, and I 120,000,000% agree, we need some Robeasts. We need some Robeasts that we can have Voltron fight. Now, I know Blitzway is coming out with the evil Voltron, the black one, which looks really cool, and I really, really want it. So, but I'm hoping that Metl Club will make that version too. But let's get back together and let's talk through some of my final thoughts on Voltron. So, what are my final thoughts on Metl Club's Voltron, the Blitzway KO? Is it worth the money that I paid for it? I paid on TF Safari $159 as a pre-order bonus. Is it worth it? Heck to the freaking yeah. There he is. I mean, he is so heavy. If you added all of it together, probably close to 5 pounds. But golly, he is so cool. The only complaint, so here's my negatives that I have on this Voltron. These arm joints are just a little loose. You see right here? Just kind of sometimes just doesn't want to stay and hold it. Those are just a little bit loose. And then the legs, they're so heavy that when you kick it up, that it just doesn't want to stay in place. It just falls back down. But if that's my only negatives about this thing, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I haven't had any of the quality, the product quality issues that some other people have had with their Metl Club Voltron. I haven't had any of that. And as far as he goes, I mean, he looks gorgeous. He looks freaking amazing. On a scale of good, bad, awesome, this thing is freaking awesome. So if I had to rate, again, if I had to rate my Voltrons that I have, gosh, he is a number one. I think he's the number one right now. He takes the number one spot. Number two would be my vintage Voltron, and number three would be the 3-0 Voltron. Now, I would love to be able to get the Solo chogokin Bandai one, and I had my eyes on one for a really cheap price, but somebody else got it. So I'm going to keep my eyes out, and I'd love to get him, so I may get him. I'd like to get the evil black Voltron of this one, but right now it's just the main Blitzway one, so I'm going to see if Metl Club will come out with a KO of it, because I really don't need the bells and whistles of the lights and things like that. Although those would be cool, I don't need that, because how often am I going to display him with his lights on, right? It would be cool to have the stand. And this guy comes with just a ton of weapons. Each of the lion modes are really great. Lots of posability. I have no bad things to say about any of the lion modes. I have no bad things, only the two bad things about the arms and the legs. But this one, if you can find him, because right now I think he's sold out on TF Safari and he's sold out on Shozi Store. So you're going to have to look other places like AliExpress, eBay, and things like that. So, and I think they're going for about $200 now. But still, that's a lot cheaper than the $600, $700 that Blitzway is going for. So this guy's great. He's going to stay in my collection. I love it. Now I just got to choose which Voltrons I want to be in lion mode and which ones I want to be in robot mode. So that is all I got to say about that. And that is a workout holding him up like that. So tune in next time when we do talk about something else good, bad, or awesome. But thank you all. Thank you, members. If you want to become a member, think about doing that. Thank you for subscribers. And if you like this, continue to like, subscribe, share this out with others. So y'all remember, stay young, have fun, and be awesome. And if you can't be awesome, be Voltron. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.